Okay, Ruth, if you could just identify yourself and your role in this operation.
Sure. My name is Ruth Clark, and I would say I am a multi-purpose tool in this operation of volunteering here in West North Carolina. But basically, I'm just a volunteer.
But you actually plan to go up to where these guys are right now, fighting through to get to some people that might be in grave danger. So, how are you a regular volunteer if that's the case?
I think it goes back to being that multi-purpose tool volunteer. If I am needed somewhere and I have the ability to go, I go. A lot of what I've been doing has been really resource gathering for this team. When Steven says my team is cold, or we are trying to get to some people and they need X, Y, and Z, my role has really been to try and connect the dots for them, get them those resources. Um, I know that Stephen and his team are trying to set up another base camp to deal with this emergency. They are unexpectedly going to be away for about a week, and they could use ham radios, for example. And those ham radios that I brought up thinking that we're going to one place, now, because of this emergency of recovery, we're bringing them up right up to the mountain instead of delivering them elsewhere.
How did you connect with Canadians?
Well, I would like to also mention that I have some roots from in Montreal, but I connected with this wonderful Canadian group because we all showed up in a Walmart parking lot with Operation Airdrop, just looking to um, pitch in where we could. My first day there, I was running around to different stores looking for cardboard boxes because we needed boxes to send supplies up. And within a day, that my role changed a lot, and it's been what 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, and I just things change every day, needs change every day. I will say that is one thing I have been um, most surprised about as someone who's never worked in disaster relief efforts before in this kind of way, how quickly needs change and shift. So from gathering boxes on day one to finding funding for things like ham radios and getting really involved with this SAR team. Every day is different, and every need that they have changes very quickly.
There's a lot of frustration up here that they feel that they haven't been heard. What would your response be to that?
Sorry, I get a little emotional. That is really hard for me to understand. Why the word is not getting out. I feel like um, there is a lot of damage here. There's a lot that people have not seen, and I'm not sure I understand exactly why um, the story isn't getting told out there. I have family all over the country who seem surprised when I share what I'm hearing from people who are boots on the ground. And one of my concerns is that this area is going to be forgotten and very quickly, and won't get the resources that they need. And this is not to say anything about government help or anything. Everyone is here. FEMA is here, military is here, militias are here, churches are here, temples are here, everyone is here. It is just so big, and the story is not getting told of just how big it is and how much tragedy is really out here. And these volunteers, one of the things I will say is if you can donate some time, these volunteers are some of the toughest people I've ever met, and they are needing breaks. They are seeing things that are really hard to process. I'm trying to get therapy dogs in, things like at that level, just because this is at a scale that people are telling me this is probably one of the worst natural disasters that our country has either ever seen, or at least in our lifetimes has ever seen. And they need help here, and they are doing an amazing job bringing all sorts of people together in this effort. But we need more attention, more feet on the ground, more money, really anything.
So, just my last question. You're about to go up a road that these guys here are trying to clear in order to get to two things we know, potentially 10 families and potentially a landslide. Are you prepared for that?
No, and I'm not prepared in any way for that. And I will wait to tell my husband and my mom that's what I'm about to do. I don't think that they would be prepared for me to go. But again, multi-purpose tool of a volunteer. If something is needed and needed quickly, we just have to get it done.
Thank you, Ruth.
Thank you. Thank you for getting
We'll
the
take you into
word out.
Canada anytime. Rose and Michael, I spent time at your house, and thank you for taking care of Buddy.
Your buddy.
Rose, first of all, let me ask you, why were you moved to help?
It was kind of, I'd say, a fluke. At Mike's work, they were looking to have people bring food to the work or any items to his work, and this big 18-wheeler was going to go up to the mountain area and drop it off. And so I went, I picked it up, and then I was going to the Walmart, and as I got there, I remembered, as you see here, like this big setup, and I thought, I'll just go and ask. I'll bring some stuff. Next thing I knew, I was part of it, and that was it. Since that day, it hasn't stopped.
Well, and one more question about that. You're getting a lot of support from Canadians, right?
Yes.
How does that work?
So I am the administrator, host, however you want to call it, for the Canadians living in Charlotte. And I'm also very close with other administrators of Canadians groups throughout the US. And so you put the word out and you ask for help. And they are so awesome because even though they're from Canada, they want to be able to help whatever way they can.
So, Mike, you took me on the most amazing trip of your work, which we will cover in another video. And Buddy loves both of you. But
we love
when
Buddy.
you came up here and you saw what is happening, the traffic, the road closures, I know that you both sent me photos of the damage. This is now your home, North Carolina. Yeah. How did it make you feel?
Well, when Rose and I were dating, we'd stop on these little mountain towns on the way up to Asheville because Asheville reminded us a lot of home. I'm from Ottawa and Rose from Montreal. And yeah, when I took Rose into, I think it was Old Fort, I said, Rose, this is this mountain stream we got down. And
the first time I visited you,
yeah,
you brought me there.
And it's all gone. It was probably under 30 feet of water and these huge loaders. Like we had a quick glimpse of it leaving Wednesday when we first came up. And yeah, it's just hard to comprehend. And then we were up in Asheville. We used to always go to the Biltmore estate when we were dating and then after we got married. And to see that grand entrance with a watermark still on it, we came through today again.
Yeah.
And
hard not to cry.
Yeah. And
Biltmore
Village, just devastating. It's just, videos are one thing, but to see it in person, it's hard to comprehend.
To be there and to be here feels like it's one extreme to the other. The sadness and the emotion of going through these towns where we went on Wednesday and today, to working with the people that are here, it's like the sadness to the uplifting. It's such a pull on emotions to do all of that all at once, like emotional.
What is it that you need? How can people help you? They're going to see this video, whether they're from Montreal or Ottawa or any place in Canada, and people that we've met here are going to see it. What is it that is needed that you plan to help with?
Well, through our group and actually another group, yesterday I put out a call in 12 hours within the two Canadian groups, our group in Charlotte and a group from Michigan. We were donated $1,400.
And some American friends.
Boom. And then and some of our American friends, we put it all out. We actually with the American friends, it was $1,650. And then of course this beautiful woman named Aunt Sue. So we add all her lusciousness.
I know her. I've heard
you do.
Her.
You know her.
Yes.
And with all of that, we went out last night and we have a critical needs list through this group. And they keep it up to date all the time. That critical needs list is through Amazon. If anybody wants to find me on Facebook or Messenger, it's Rose Cardi Armstrong. I think I'm the only one. I keep popping up as a first person, and just write to me. And I'll put it up on my Facebook profile. So there's a QR code and there's a link. And it's the Amazon wish list. And that wish list is kept up to date every day by the folks that are here. What's needed. So that includes what we found out, the cold that has been happening here at night and people freezing. Mike and I, with some of that money last night, bought cots. Get the people, and we learned that from you,
Yeah.
from your experience.
I know about sleeping outside.
And you know about sleeping outside. So cots, we bought two heaters.
Yeah.
Heaters. The folks here will give us the huge propane tanks.
Solar power chargers.
Solar power chargers. We bought thermal underwear. We bought hats and gloves, extension, power bars. These are things that these guys need. If they can get power, they need the power bar so everything can get connected. It's just that list has everything. I just spoke with somebody here named Katie, who's part of the main people that run this place, and Katie said, and Ryan said they have one outfit, like almost a worker. I don't know what you call it, but
It's full length overalls, like
a worker
winter gear
worker outfit, and they have one. And I think Ruth brought up the second. So that's on this wish list. As soon as you go on to this Amazon wish list, boom, it shows them all, sizes, costs, everything. And when it's ordered, it goes to the Restoration Church that the main people here, Stephen Lambert and his crew, are part of that church. And it's all delivered there because they're not sure if they're going to be here, who's going to be here. So it goes to a church and the church brings it over here.
Okay, I will put all of those at the bottom of this interview so that people can see it. And I want to thank you both because without you, I wouldn't be here. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much.